There was a while when I was teaching my Intro to Old Testament, Intro to Hebrew Bible course as an open course. It was the Open Old Testament Learning Event, OOTL. The course was constructed on a public Google site. Students did their work on blogs, publicly available blogs of their own making. They interacted with one another on public social media like Twitter, they did a lot of their work on publicly available Google Docs, and they interacted with one another on these networks and built up their knowledge, in this way. And a part of that comes from a lot of things, but a part of it comes from an idea well known among educators, which is constructivism, which is the idea that students learn best not by being told things, but by making things. And when learners make things together, and this is not always known and understood, not only make things together, but make publicly available things together and make things together in public venues, that this in certain ways creates some of the best possibilities for learning. It's the way our brains work. And so the Open Old Testament Learning Event was a swat at that. And amazing. What I saw most of all was learners actively taking responsibility for their learning, for asking hard questions, for interrogating others, and for assisting one another through the hard parts, right? Like survivors of pulling each other through the landscape and taking responsibility for that. It was wonderful to see. And I stopped doing it because 2015-16 happened, and social media, between Russian troll farms and misogynist mobs and white supremacist robots and every manner of thing that seeks to make some people's experience of social media horrible. And I could not see how I could more or less guarantee, even more or less guarantee an equitable experience for all of my learners. So I pulled the plug on it, but I haven't given up on it. And I continue to research and ask around and see what folks are doing to get around those problems that exist in our social media landscape. I think it's possible. I still believe in the utopian possibilities of open networks and human behavior on open networks. So I've got my eyes to the future on that again, because I remember, and maybe not on social media, maybe other ways, right? But how to give learners the possibility to collaborate in public spaces and on publicly available projects responsibly, because they're learners and they're going to make a ton of mistakes. They're not good at stuff, right? Solving those questions continues to be important to me.